Today on Judge Faith, a handshake and beers won't save this damaged friendship.
When he moved in, I put brand new carpet in the home.
Did he tell you that the carpet was ruined?
That's not entirely true at all.
Actually, it is.
Alan, that carpet was cleaned.
Dude, you started lying already. You know what? You didn't pull the carpet out to start with.
Okay.
Sir, hold on a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to calm down. Not get so excited.
And later, when the loans came due, she disappeared in a New York minute.
And after she called me, she said, Vicky, could you help me with the money? Like, I have to pay for my rent.
Each time I deposited the cash on her account, I give her a call.
Can I ask you why you've waited until now?
Just help her. This is the time I can catch her.
She knew my address.
It's true. I know where she is right now.
And you said, keep her on the phone because we need an address for her.
Plaintiff Alan Frosch is suing his friend for damages made to his rental home in the amount of $7,632. Defendant Mark Thompson said the damages were there when he moved in and is countersuing for labor, repairs, and his deposit on the house.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, we have Frosch versus Thompson.
Thank you, Barbara. Alan Frosch?
Yes.
You are suing the defendant Mark Thompson for $7,632 for unpaid rent and damages to your rental property?
Correct.
And you are countersuing, sir, for $3,000?
Yes.
Mr. Frosch, we'll start with you. How do you know the defendant? How did you meet him, and how did he come to live in your rental property?
He moved in next door to me approximately 10 years ago.
Okay, so he was your neighbor?
Yes. He came over every day, hung out, took my last beer home with him, friend things.
Okay, and how would you describe your relationship with him?
We were friends for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did he come to move into your rental property?
I bought a home and it fit what he needed. We were still friends. I said, go ahead, move in.
Okay, and he lived there for 1 year with his family?
Yes.
Okay, and were there any pets?
Yes.
Okay, how many pets?
3 dogs total.
Okay, and were they in or outside of the home?
They're both.
Okay, and did he sign a lease
Yes,
for
he
that
did.
year? And what was the agreement in terms of rent?
The rent was $1,500 as long as he did work around the house and helped me fix it up.
Did you specify in the lease specifically what work he had to do and
Not
when?
in this one.
Okay.
It was more of a handshake, hey, help me out, I'll give you great rent.
Okay, so are you suing as a result of anything that occurred in that year under this first lease agreement?
Yes.
And you understand that you said that you made the agreement to do the labor based on a handshake, right?
Correct.
But you know that you're not in the handshake court.
I'm not suing for anything that we shook hands with.
Okay.
Or for.
So tell me about what happened and how you feel he breached the first lease in 2012.
When he moved in, I put brand new carpet in the home. So what I did is I put in that contract, if there was anything wrong with that carpet when he left, he's responsible for it.
Okay, and what happened when he left?
His family lived there for a while. He was kind of in and out because of their relationship. So he was still there. After she had left, he moved back in. We had the carpet cleaned by someone. Mm-hmm. Before the guy cleaned it, he looked at it with the black light, and he went around in every single room and came back and said, the carpet's ruined. There are stains everywhere.
And did he tell you that?
What?
Did he tell you that the carpet was ruined?
That's not entirely true at all.
Actually, it is. And not only that,
it is not.
When
It
the
is
carpet
not.
guy was there, Mark comes walking up to me when I come in the house and he says, Alan, dude, I owe you new carpet.
That
Did you say that?
Exact words.
Never said at all. At all. And actually, I prepped that house from a move-in state of actually uninhabitable.
Oh, did you put the carpet in?
Okay.
I guess you didn't, did you?
No, I didn't. I actually tore the old carpet out, and actually the cat
did that.
lady. No, you did not.
I
The
actually
cat
did.
lady that lived in this house had upwards above 12 cats live with her. She was almost a
I tore the
inset,
carpet
an
out
old
with my
lady.
roommate.
Me and my
Yes.
ex spent countless hours prepping that house.
They painted the house, the inside. I bought the paint. They said they wanted to move in. They said they would paint the place. I said, okay, go ahead, paint it.
Let me hear his response to what you testified to. Go ahead.
Okay. We did a tremendous amount to prep that house. Okay. It was uninhabitable.
Let me stop you there. When you moved in, when you moved in, because I saw you have receipts over $4,000. You purchased new carpet for the home.
Correct.
The month before you moved in 2012. So you didn't put that carpet down before you moved in. He had already put that new carpet in, correct?
I did not install the new carpet.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay, no,
now,
I did not install the new
carpet.
carpet.
Let's go 1 year later.
Okay.
When you say you had a conversation with him, what did he tell you about the carpet 1 year later?
Well, he's been claiming that the carpet has actually been ruined. My point right now, that carpet has been cleaned, and he's also rented that house out to several different people without replacing the carpet.
Is that true,
so
sir?
if it's
I'm
been
renting it out at a lower amount because the carpet's freaking ruined.
That carpet was cleaned.
Dude, you started lying already. You know what? You didn't pull the carpet out to start with. So why don't you start telling the truth right now?
Coming up on Judge Faith, the plaintiff goes back for more.
I am just curious as to why this is all of a sudden coming up now. He moved out over a year ago.
He called me in for a plumbing repair a few months prior to our falling out. Now, I'm back responsible for the carpet. I'm back for damages because...
After you moved out?
After I moved out.
And later, the trap is set.
I cannot find her. She's like, and she have only connection with my brother-in-law and my sister. I say, just help her. This is the time I can catch her and know where she is right now.
Are you kidding me? Last autumn, her sister sent me my rain boots to Houston.
Plaintiff Alan Frosch is suing for damages the defendant and his family made to his rental house. Defendant Mark Thompson says the damage was done before he moved in and even helped to fix the damage prior to moving in.
Why did you allow him and enter into a second lease agreement and allow him to stay in the home for a second lease period?
With the second lease, it still says he's responsible for the carpet. What I told him was, you know what, if you end up staying here for 5 years and the carpet still needs to be replaced, maybe I'd take off 50% of what the carpet's really worth. I mean, shouldn't
all that I have in
he
front
be
of me
responsible
is
for the carpet? Period. I
well,
mean,
no,
come
because
on.
here's the way I'm looking at it. If you really believe that he is responsible for damages to the carpet and other damages, why wouldn't you put it on an agreement where he say he owes you money? It's dated a year after he's lived in your home.
Right.
And so you have a very detailed list of what he owes you, and you agree you owe this money, and you signed it. You guys like to do things by handshakes, and this is your friend, and you all had an agreement, but you have to understand when you come into court, you have to have proof. I am not crediting you with damages you say he caused in 2012.
Yeah, but he did. That's the whole point. He did.
Did your dog break the screen door?
Did he go through the screen door? It was a screen door totally. All right, there you go.
Okay, did you repair that?
No, I did not.
Right.
Okay, what are the other damages?
There's a fan in the master bedroom that was broken. He bought a new fan, but he didn't put it in.
And how much do you think that will cost, sir?
$50. There's also a kitchen light that they took out because it wasn't nice enough. It was fine. That ended up going into the garage and parts of it just disappearing. By the time I came back to the home, there were only pieces of it there. Then we have 2 rooms upstairs where his kids lived, painted in one a bright yellow and
okay,
another
you can
one
repaint.
teal.
That's normal wear and
Right.
tear. Next.
Oh, okay.
I am just curious as to why this is all of a sudden coming up now. He moved out over a year ago out of your house. And now all of a sudden there's a lawsuit for damages for things that happened in 2012 prior to you signing him to a second lease.
You know what?
I want to hear from him. I want you to tell me what's really going on here.
Okay, what is really going on is Alan and I had a falling out. He called me in for a plumbing repair a few months prior to our falling out, okay, because...
After you moved out?
After I had moved out, we still had...
So you're still calling him to do work around the house after he's moved out?
I still thought he was going to pay me for everything that, he owes me.
Why are you countersuing, though? You have a countersuit for $3,000. What's that about?
For one, for the extensive work that we did into prepping this house. No, we have, okay.
Sir, you told me that some of this work that you did was in exchange for a deposit,
Yeah,
so you didn't have to pay a deposit, and you were actually able to move in without a deposit. So you can't come into court now and say he didn't uphold his part of the agreement because you moved into the home, right?
Correct.
Okay. We're finished. I've heard enough.
Oh, there is one other thing. Window blinds. There are window blinds on all the windows. When
This
he
is
moved
from
in.
2012?
Yes, when
Okay,
he moved-
I've heard enough. I've heard enough. Because here's where we are. If you really believe he has destroyed $5,000 worth of carpet and he's done all of these damages to your home, you would not sign another lease agreement and allow him to stay into that
carpet was
home.
already
And in
ruined,
addition, you have a contract that you entered into with the defendant.
That's completely
A year
separate.
later, no, it's not, sir, because it says
is.
here, back rent and money owed agreement. And this,
that's
to me,
completely separate
this
from
is
the
not the
lease.
time. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. And so you have another contract that you have him sign. He entered into a contract, and it says back rent and money owed agreement. And you specify in here all of the back rent and back bills that are due. Judgment in this case based on the proof
What about
you
the window
presented to
blinds?
me in court, $2,156.79. Have a good day.
Plaintiff Victoria Cage is suing her sister's friend for unpaid loans she made to the defendant while she was stuck in New York City. Defendant Olga Haranchek claims that even though she doesn't have the receipts, she paid off the loans and owes nothing.
Victoria Cage?
Yes.
You were suing the defendant Olga Haranchek for $2,495, the cost of a loan you
Yeah.
said you made to her and she failed to repay you?
Yes.
Okay, how do you know the defendant?
She's the friend of the sister, youngest. So I know her like around 8 years.
She's a friend of your younger
sister, yeah.
Okay, how long have you known her?
Like around 8 years.
8 years? So she came to be a friend of yours as well as your sister's?
Like whatever my friend, it's my sister. Whatever my sister friend, it's all our friends. It's like family.
How did you know her sister?
We met, we both belong to Russian community. We met a long time ago. I don't, through some maybe social event.
Okay, and how would you describe that relationship?
We were friends.
Okay, why don't you tell me what happened?
Okay, I know the Olga. It's like she was been always welcome at our house, and like one day I don't know what, like she have to go in New York. So she's like come over. It was been like 6 years ago. It's my birthday was been February, and after she called me, she said, Vicky, could you help me with the money? Like I have to pay for my rent, and I pay you back after 2 weeks. I said, okay, so how much do you need it? She said, $14.95. And she said, pay you back like 2 weeks and we're done. I said, okay.
So that was the first loan you say you made to her?
$14.95. I wrote the check and I bring it for her manager. So now after like last couple of weeks, she said, Vicky, can you give me 1,000? Put it in my account, I have to pay some bills. So this is the total I owe you like $24.95.
Okay, so she asked you for $14.95 the first time. What do you say that conversation was about the $14.95?
$14.95, Your Honor. I got stuck in New York City, and I did not plan to stay there as long as I did. So basically, I need somebody to pay my rent. So I asked Vicky if she can go and pay my
Pay
rent.
it in person?
Pay it in person.
So you had the money, you just needed her to go pay it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
So
have the money.
why did she have to use her own money to pay the $14.95?
That's what I'm not sure, Your Honor, honestly.
So you're saying you gave her the money?
Yes, I did.
You gave her $1,495 and she went to pay your rent?
Coming up on Judge Faith. A disappearing act is no challenge for Judge Faith.
Okay, I cannot find her. She's like all the time disappear. Like whatever this happened, and I'm trying to like, say, where is my money? She just like curse me, hang up phone, and disconnect.
Plaintiff Victoria Cage is suing her friend for unpaid loans she made while the defendant was stuck in New York City. Defendant Olga Haranchek says she remembers paying her back, but it's been so long she has no proof.
Do you have proof that you wrote her a check for $14.95?
Yes,
May I
yes.
see that?
Yes, both checks.
she wrote a check out of her account. You're saying you gave her the cash,
Yes.
and you have no proof of that.
No, I don't, Your Honor. For quite a few years, I did have the receipts, but it's just passed too long. No, I mean, they got
This is
closed.
from March of 2008. Why
Can
did
I
you
ask
wait so long to bring this
I
lawsuit?
want to tell you why. I call her, she say, Olga, so when you pay me back? She say, I paid. I say, where?
Each time I deposited the cash on her account, I give her a call.
Did she ever call you
No,
and say?
she never.
Yes, I did. After I deposited
Did she ever
the
call
cash,
you and say, I don't have the money?
She called me
April, May,
May probably.
and June. She is like, shut.
And this check was, both of these checks were written in March. What was the $1,000 written for?
She asked if she have to pay her bills.
Okay.
And this, like I said, I totaled you, and you have the shorter period, 2 weeks, and maximum it's take me 1 month. And
Right.
she say, right now I owe you this amount, and like 1 month maximum take me to I pay you back everything.
Okay. And
said,
what happened
okay.
with the $1,000? Are you saying you paid that back too?
I remember making 2 deposits on some provided account in the Bank of America.
Can I ask you why you've waited until now
Okay.
to bring this
you
lawsuit?
can ask me, like, when? First, like, I ask her, say, Olga, where's my money? She say, I put deposit. I say, why you didn't call me? Like, usually when you put
I did. I called
Okay, that
you.
was 6 years ago, though. What has happened?
Okay, I cannot find her. She's like,
Okay.
all the time disappear. Like, whatever this happened, and I'm trying to like, say, where is my money? She just like curse me, hang up phone, and disconnect. And I don't know how to find her. She's in New
So
York.
when did you finally find her?
Thank you for my sister, but she was like messed up with everyone, and she have only connection with my brother-in-law and my sister. She asked it to help, come over, stay in Los Angeles. I say, just help her. This is the time I can catch her and know where she is right now.
Oh, so you told her sister.
Yeah, I spoke
So
with my
she-
sister. Like my sister, she called me at the May, and I say, you know, the Olga called me and she asked it for help.
And you said, keep her on the phone because we need an address for her.
Yeah.
Get her information.
Your Honor, it's such a gross, I don't know, statement.
This is
The thing
real
is,
life.
you know, her.
How can
Did you lose touch with her and her sister for 6 years?
Are you kidding me? Even when I travel, even like last autumn, her sister sent me my rain boots to Houston. She knew my
Yeah,
address.
it's true. But like you was
Do you
been
work now?
Yes, I do.
What do you do?
Right now, I'm working at resale therapy. It's a resale store. I'm a salesperson.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
Here's the issue. Obviously, you have proof that you wrote checks to her landlord for $14.95, and you wrote her a personal check for $1,000. She's told me 2 things. One, she remembers paying you back, but she doesn't remember when. That's her testimony. And then she doesn't have proof because so much time has passed.
It's like,
And that's why under the law, there's a time limit that you have to abide by when you bring lawsuits. And that time limit varies depending on what kind of case you have. And in this case where you've made a personal loan to someone, the law in your state is when you have an oral agreement, or even if it's written, if it's an oral agreement, you have 2 years to bring a lawsuit. Even if it's a written agreement, you have 4 years. And the problem is you've waited too long to try to recover from her. And the reasons why the law is set up in the way it is, I know what you're saying, you couldn't find her, but the reason why the law is set up the way it is because people aren't going to keep receipts for 6 years. And people's memories fade over time and evidence gets lost. The law in your state says that this claim that you have is now barred by the statute of limitations because you've waited too long to bring the lawsuit. So unfortunately, I can't help you. Verdict in this case is for the defendant. Good luck.
Tension shift into high gear when a bicycle and a car collide.
I was hurt, but at that time I didn't realize how serious the injuries were.
And they're both pointing the finger at each other.
When I got in the car and I looked, there was nobody coming.
Well, it was someone coming, you just didn't see him because he hit your car in a matter of seconds, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna need to have surgery.
What kind of surgery?
Arthroscopic surgery on my knee.
Wow, so this is a pretty serious accident.
Yeah.
And later,
What was the damage to your home?
It was over $8,000.
who's behind all of this property damage?
That's the engine to your car?
Yes.
Completely burned. Wow. We have to take responsibility for the damage caused to someone else's property when accidents happen. That's it.
Plaintiff Jeff Moss is seeking $10,000 for injuries and a damaged bicycle after a violent collision with the defendant's car. Defendant Emmanuel Pitts claims that the plaintiff was at fault and is countersuing for $465 in damages to his car.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, we have Moss versus Pitts.
Thank you, Barbara. Jeff Moss?
Yes.
You are suing the defendant Emmanuel Pitts for $10,000.
That's correct.
For the cost of a bicycle, helmet replacement, pain and suffering and court costs?
Correct.
And you are countersuing, sir, for $465 damages to your car?
Yes.
So the two of you were involved in an accident?
Yes.
Right. Okay, where was the accident?
It was on the UCLA campus.
Okay, do you work at UCLA?
Yes.
Okay, and what do you do there?
I do maintenance.
Can you speak up for me?
Maintenance.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Sure. I bike ride every day for exercise. I ride about 200 miles a week.
Okay, good for you.
I use the UCLA campus to get to where I need to go because it's specifically marked for bikes. I was riding through campus, came up to a stop sign, stopped, got on my bike, rode about another 50 feet. Then all of a sudden, Mr. Pitts pulled out of a parking spot. And it's not like he pulled out of a parking spot slowly. It's like he pulled out as if he was making a U-turn. Real sharp turn out of the spot, didn't indicate. I hit his car. Next thing I know, I was holding on for dear life, dropped my bike and almost fell.
Did you flip over his car?
No, I did not. My impact was with his driver's door.
Okay, what were you doing? Were you making a U-turn on the street?
Yeah, I wasn't making it. I was just turning out to get out of the parking lot to go the other way.
Okay, and so what happened when you hit his car?
My whole right side hit his car. My bike, front of my bike and the side of the bike took most of the impact. The bike fell. I don't know how, but I landed up on my feet.
Okay.
Once I got myself together, he got out of the car and we started talking. I asked him for his driver's license, insurance information, and he refused to give it to me.
Okay, did you not see him when he was riding his bike down the road?
No.
Okay. Did you look behind you?
Yeah, I looked.
You just didn't see anyone there?
No.
All right, go ahead, what happened? Were you injured or how was the bike damaged?
I was hurt, but at that time I didn't realize how serious the injuries were. I was more, I guess, in shock and the adrenaline was flowing than anything. This is a very specialized type of bicycle.
What kind of bicycle is it?
It's made out of carbon fiber, a very limited production hand-built bicycle.
When did you buy it?
I bought it 2011.
How much did you pay for it then?
About $6,000.
Okay, and so how was it damaged?
So the impact of the car hit mainly the wheels, which were demolished, the crank area, as well as the down tube, and these are called chain stays.
Can I see damages on the bike now or has it been fixed?
It has not, it's not repairable.
Did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
Do you have a police report?
I do.
Let me look at the police sketch of the scene from that day. Can you just walk over to the flat screen and show me which arrow represents you?
Sure. This is me here, vehicle 2.
Okay, so that's you traveling in that direction, and then that car is...
Yeah, and it was more of a
Mr.
turn,
Pitts?
more like that than like that.
All right, okay, thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Pitts, were you given a ticket from the police?
No.
Did they find that you were at fault for the accident?
He said yes.
The police did?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you know why?
I know.
They said because Mr. Moss had the right of way. And he was traveling down the street and he had the right of way and you failed to yield to him traveling down the street on his bicycle, so they found you to be at fault for the accident. Are you aware of that?
No.
You were not aware of that?
Oh, yeah, when he told me, yeah, I was aware of it.
Okay, did you have insurance on your car?
At that time, no, I didn't, because I was about to go get another insurance on my car.
So you were between insurance?
Yeah, I didn't have it then, but I was going to
But you were on your way to the insurance company to get insurance that day. Is that what you're saying?
Your Honor, may I add something?
The next day I was going, and that's when everything happened.
Right.
Coming up on Judge Faith, someone's cruising for a bruising.
When he hit me and I asked him for his ID and proof of insurance, he did refuse to give it to me.
Did you do that, Mr. Pitts?
No.
You don't sound very convincing with that no.
And later, things heat up.
She wanted a ride. And then all of a sudden, she didn't call me to tell me she had a ride to get her car. Her car was already there.
Plaintiff Jeff Moss is suing for injuries and damages to his bicycle after a violent collision with the defendant's car. Defendant Emmanuel Pitts claims that the plaintiff was at fault and is countersuing for damages to his car.
How long were you without car insurance on your car, sir?
2 days.
Just a 2-day lapse?
Yeah.
Just a brief oversight?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 2 days too many, Mr. Pitts. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why do you think you're not responsible to pay for the damage
Because
onto his bicycle?
When I got in the car and I looked, and I turned it on, then I looked again, was nobody coming, and then I proceeded.
Well, it was someone coming, you just didn't see him.
Well.
Because he hit your car in a matter of seconds, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he was there.
Yeah. Yes.
And the police responded, they found you to be at fault, so why don't you think you owe money for damages?
Because he wasn't hurt. He wasn't, nothing was wrong with him. He hit my car, boom, he got up. I asked him, was he all right? He said, yes.
Are you a medical expert, sir?
No.
Okay. You don't think you owe for damages because you couldn't see the damages with your physical eye? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I would also like to add that when he hit me and I asked him for his ID and proof of insurance, he did refuse to give it to me. Then he disclosed to me he wasn't insured. When the police came, he actually showed the police officer a valid insurance certificate. And after the police left...
Did you do that, Mr. Pitts?
No.
You don't sound very convincing with that no.
Yeah, no.
I have a copy of it, Your Honor.
Oh, you have a copy of his insurance card?
Yes.
How did he get a copy of your insurance card?
Then I gave it to him because the police told me I have to give it to him, so I gave it to him.
But you knew you didn't have insurance?
Yes.
And so you gave him an insurance card, basically
Yes.
inferring that you had insurance coverage when you knew you didn't?
Yes.
It's not going very well for you, Mr. Pitts, today. Just letting you know. All right,
And
go
I
ahead.
asked him after why he lied to the police officer, and he said, well, I didn't want the police to tow my car.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do you have insurance now on your car, sir?
Yes.
All right. Make sure you keep your car insured. You're countersuing for $465 to damages to your car. Why should I award you any damages when you're driving around uninsured?
Well, I have insurance on my car now.
But that day, back then...
But that day, I didn't have it.
Right.
Because I was changed it to another insurance company.
I understand you were between insurance companies. I got it. Okay. Do you have photos of your injury, sir? How were you injured?
At the time, I thought I broke my ribs.
Is this mark on your face from this bike accident? You had another accident
That's just
since
my good
then?
looks.
What?
That's just my good looks.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right.
So the injuries that I had, my shoulders and ribs were hurt, but the main injury I have is I have a cracked bone in my knee, and I'm going to need to have surgery.
Okay.
I do have health insurance, and it is covering all of the injury portion of the accident.
Okay.
Actually, my auto insurance covers the injury portion of my accident.
And the auto insurance didn't cover the bicycle?
Because it's considered property. If I was driving a car, it would have been covered, but it excludes motorcycles, ATVs, bicycles, things like that.
Okay, let me see a photo of your injuries. What are we looking at here?
My left shoulder and my ribs.
Okay.
You mainly see it on my arm, the bruising there.
Okay, next photo. Ouch, that looks like it hurt.
Yeah, that's my arm.
Were you on crutches?
Yeah, I was on crutches for 6 weeks.
Was surgery averted?
No, I'm going to need to have surgery.
What kind of surgery?
Arthroscopic surgery on my knee.
Wow, so this is a pretty serious accident.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I've heard enough. Mr. Pitts, your counterclaim is dismissed, sir. You perhaps had some damage to your car, but I generally don't award damages to people who are in accidents and don't have insurance. Okay?
Okay.
You were driving your car illegally without insurance, and I know you say you were between insurance companies, but I'm happy to hear that you have insurance today, but your counterclaim is dismissed. Two parts to this case. There's liability and there's damages. The police responded. They found you to be liable for the accident, sir, and I credit what I see on the report and the plaintiff's testimony. I do find you to be at fault for this accident and to be responsible. And then there is the issue of damages. The plaintiff fortunately has health insurance, and they are going to cover his out-of-pocket expenses if indeed he has to have surgery. But I am going to order you, sir, to pay him to replace his bicycle. As you know, the statutory maximum in my court is $5,000.
I do, Your Honor.
So I'm going to order you to pay, based on the proof that he has submitted, I find the proof to be sufficient. It's actually probably going to cost him more than $5,000 to replace the bike. So I'm going to order you to pay $5,000. Verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck.
Plaintiff Colleen Clarkin says that her former roommate's car caught fire in her driveway, causing major damage to the house. She is suing for $10,000 in fees and damages. Defendant Lindsay Pojar says that she owes nothing because she was doing the plaintiff a favor at the time of the accident.
Colleen Clarkin, you are suing the defendant, Lindsay Pojar, for $10,000, $5,000 for a home insurance deductible, and $5,000 for fire damages to your home. And you understand that the maximum award in this court is $5,000?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so why don't you tell me what happened? How do you know the defendant, and how did she cause fire damage to your home?
I met her in 2010 at a mutual friend's house, and then I met her again in 2011. And she was in an abusive relationship with someone, and
Can you speak up for me?
I offered for her to move to my house, and it took her till November of 2011 to come to my house with 2 black eyes.
But
And
that has nothing to do with this.
But that's how our friendship was.
So you offered her your home to move into?
Yeah,
And how
to
long
get her
did you
away
know
from
her?
here.
How long did you know her prior to that?
Since 2010 in November.
Okay, did she move in as a tenant or more so as a roommate? Was she paying rent to live
She
there?
paid $200 a month, and she rented the room up next to my room and the washer and dryer.
Okay, do you want to respond to anything she just said?
I did move in, and yes, she did get me out of an abusive relationship, and I thank her for that, but that has nothing to do with this or the damages.
Okay, but the two of you were friends at that time?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, and so what happened after that? How long did you live in her townhome?
Maybe a year, year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Okay, and what happened?
On May 8th, which was Mother's Day of 2011, I called and asked her if she would come and give me a ride to go get my car. And she didn't really give me an answer, yes or no. And before she came to my house, my son had driven, and I drove him back to his dad's, and my car was in my garage. And then all of a sudden, I heard her open the door. 'Cause
So
had
she
a
wasn't
key.
living there at the time?
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
But she was really never there. But she did come that day that I had called her, and she said, "Are you ready?" And I said, "You know what? I got my car back. It's in the garage, Lindsay, and I'm not going to go anywhere." She went into the kitchen, got some grapes, and went to walk out and started jumping up and down. "Colleen, call 911. My car's on fire." And I was like, "What?" And I walked down there, and there were flames coming, and we could hear the fire trucks coming.
So it was a
we
huge
put-
fire?
Well, look, we couldn't walk out the front door.
Wow.
Coming up on Judge Faith. Judge Faith sees some compelling evidence.
Okay, what are we looking at here?
That is my garage. The inside, the insulation all melted.
Wow.
Plaintiff Colleen Clarkin is suing her former roommate for damages to her house. Defendant Lindsay Pojar says she's not responsible. She was just doing the plaintiff a favor at the time.
Ma'am, how did your car catch on fire?
I'm not sure. But the reason why I went back to the house because she was calling me and bugging me because her son had her car at prom at the hotel, and she wanted to get her car back from her son. So that's,
Okay.
I was going there to give her a ride.
Well, I
get my
understand
car.
that, but,
To get her car.
your car caught on fire while you were there, so I'm asking
Yes.
you how that happened.
I don't know.
Okay, was it ever investigated? Did the fire department respond?
I don't believe so. The fire department responded, but I don't know if they investigated it.
You said you suffered property damage as a result of that. What happened?
There was a big hole. There's pictures I have of the
Okay, let's see them.
damage.
Did you have insurance on the car?
I had a card saying I had insurance, but
That's not what I asked
six.
you, ma'am. Did you have insurance on the car?
My dad had just canceled it.
Okay, and why would your dad be handling your insurance?
'Cause it was under him.
coverage? Okay. Okay, what are we looking at here?
That is my garage. The inside, the insulation all melted.
Oh, okay, so
And the
this is
fire
from the
truck.
inside out?
Yep,
Was this taken the day of the incident or the next day?
same day.
Okay.
They put the fire out.
Wow. That's the engine to your car?
Yes,
Completely burned.
yes.
So was this an explosion or what?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
There was no smoke driving to her house, and the only reason why I went to the house because she wanted a ride to get her
That's
car.
irrelevant.
And normally I don't even park up towards the garage.
You always parked on the street.
No, I always park towards the back of the
Well,
driveway.
on this day, you parked near the garage.
Because I was running in to tell her I was here to give her a ride.
Okay, ma'am, again, it has no relevance why you were at her home. The fact is you were there and your car caught on fire and her home suffered damage as a result, okay?
Right.
So we're past that now. What is this a photo of?
My car's hood.
Okay, what's the next photo? Ma'am, is this the front of your garage?
Yes.
Okay, so what was the damage to your home?
It was over $8,000.
Your Honor, I don't know how it can be $8,000. As you can see, none of the rock is damaged.
Ma'am, are you an expert on garage door damages?
No,
when
but
they
she didn't
suffer fire
need a new
damage?
garage door, Your Honor.
Okay,
They
do you
did
have any
replace the whole-
independent evidence to support what you're saying? That her statement for damages
I
is
have a
inaccurate?
driveway estimate.
That's not what I asked you. Ma'am, I see your estimate for damages.
I've got what they estimated. They fixed it within 30 days, and it was $8,438.
Did you have insurance to cover this?
I had homeowners, and my homeowners did give me $1,000, but it cost over $4,000. It was $4,786 just for the garage door that I didn't think they were going to replace. They were only talking about the insulation, but once they seen the damage, they replaced the whole garage door, and that cost $4,786.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
Okay, so I see here replacement cost value for the garage door, $4,784.76, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so
And I only got $1,000.
you got $1,000 in the insurance coverage.
Right.
So the rest of that had to be paid out of pocket.
Yep.
Okay, and you had no insurance to cover any of this, correct?
No.
So what is your defense as to why you don't owe her for her out-of-pocket expenses for the garage door?
I was doing
the
her
fact
a
that you came over because she called you?
She wanted a ride. And then all of a sudden, she didn't call me to tell me she had a ride to get her car. Her car was already there. I wouldn't have even have been there at the time.
Doing a favor for someone because you show up at someone's house to do them a favor.
My house, too.
Is
I live
not
there.
a defense. Your house, her house. You live there. You drove there like you do every day because you lived in the home. You parked your car in the driveway. And listen, I'm not saying you intentionally blew up your car to damage her home. It was an accident. Accidents happen.
Yes.
But understand that when accidents happen, sometimes we have to take responsibility for the damage caused to someone else's property when accidents happen. That's it.
Yes.
And unfortunately, for whatever reason, you didn't have insurance because your father canceled your insurance policy on your car. You are responsible for the damage that your car caused to the townhome. You have not given me a reason today that would justify you not paying for her out-of-pocket expenses. I'm ruling. We're finished. And so my judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,784.76. That is the value of the replacement for the garage door minus the $1,000 you got in the deductible. Judgment for the plaintiff.
She says that she likes to help people, but has she gone too far?
That is not
Yes,
true,
you
Your
called
Honor.
me. You called me and said I had already made the payment. You said technically you couldn't move me to the second bedroom unless that was paid. So you paid it. You slapped 6% interest on it. She paid it before even asking me.
Is that true, ma'am?
And later, they called it puppy love.
I told him, you know what made the trade? The dog. That's the icing on the cake.
I was giving him the dog for free.
Had he seen your car at that point?
Yes. I drove it to his house.
I looked at his car. If mine was such trash, why did he take it?
Well, because it was his car. You all traded cars. He can do what he wants to.
Plaintiff Yvonne Woods says she loaned the defendant money and moved him into a bigger apartment. But then he left the property without paying a dime. She is suing for $2,491, the amount of the unpaid loan. She is accompanied in court by her husband, Stephen Woods. Defendant Dwayne King claims the plaintiff should have stayed out of his business and not paid his back rent without consent, so he owes her nothing.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, we have Woods versus King.
Thank you, Barbara. Yvonne Woods.
Good day, Judge Faith.
Hi, you are suing the defendant, Dwayne King.
Yep.
Is that how you say your first name?
Yep, Dwayne.
All right. You're suing the defendant for $2,491. You say he owes you the balance of a personal loan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how do you know him?
Dwayne moved into the building that I manage and have been managing for 20 years.
It's an apartment building?
It's an apartment building. And in February of 2013, he moved in. He kept his rent very well. He paid his rent up to September. He fell behind. And he came and he told me that he was having problems. And I said, well, look, let me try and help you. I've got a lot of contacts, because working in the apartment building so long, I've got people that help other people that need help.
How long have you managed the apartment building?
20 years.
Okay. How many apartments are in this particular complex?
In this particular is 58 units.
And you manage all of them?
Oh, yes.
So you started falling behind on your rent because why?
Child support was at around $1,500 a month. So
How many
for
children
one
do you
little boy.
have?
One.
How old is your child?
He's 4.
Okay.
So basically, I fell behind on rent. Yvonne, the first thing was when I moved into the place, there was a number of things that were supposed to be done. You know, the carpet, the painting, there was leaks in the sink, there was windows that weren't fixed, there was a dishwasher that was out for a year I didn't have. I mean, just nothing ever got done. I mean, it was ridiculous.
So how did it get to the point to where you started lending him money?
Well, what happened was when he told me his story, and I felt very...
How many months had he fallen behind on the rent?
He had, by the time I lent him money, he had fallen behind about 4 or 5 months. So he was already owing $2,350.
Okay.
And what happened was, I told him he wanted to move into a 2-bedroom. If my building was so bad, Your Honor, why did you want to move to a 2-bedroom in my building?
I'm under a lease.
So anyway, what happened was I said to him that unless he pays the rent for the 1-bedroom apartment, I cannot move him into a second
unless he gets caught up on the rent, right?
Yes, he's got to get caught up on the rent. So he said to me that he can't, and he came back and he said to me, well, he's going to win custody of the child, but he's got to have a 2-bedroom apartment. So I said, well, look, I'll pay your rent for you, but you will have to sign a promissory note.
Okay.
And he said, yes, he would go for that.
Mm-hmm.
And he signed the promissory note, and I said to him, I'm also adding a one-time 6% interest fee, because I told him if he can't pay it every 100, I'll allow him to pay $20 a month. He could pay it off.
Okay, may I see a copy of the promissory note? So did he ever pay you any of the amount back?
Not 1 penny.
Does he still live in the unit?
No, he skipped out on me.
How did that happen?
What happened was he moved into the 2-bedroom apartment in April, the 15th of April. I didn't even charge him rent for a 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom. I charged him just for a 1-bedroom. And then in May, I only started charging him for a 2-bedroom apartment. And the first month he paid his rent, a little bit late, but he paid it. Mm-hmm. I didn't charge him a late fee.
So how did he skip out on you?
And then what happened was a resident came to me and said, you better watch out, he's skipping out on you. I said, no, he would never do that. I know him, I've prayed with him, I've helped him, I've been through with him. I said, he'd never do that.
I mean, I'm signing paperwork under stress.
And they said to me, Yvonne, he is skipping out, you better wake up.
So he moved out?
A week later, I said to my husband, Stephen, go and have a look what's happening.
Because of continual
harassment. So let me get to you, because I see a loan agreement here. It's the original document. You say that she's going to loan you $2,350 and that you would pay back $2,491, including $141 in interest. So why haven't you paid anything back?
Coming up on Judge Faith. Did Yvonne loan Dwayne money to appease her guilt?
She did it out of guilt.
She gave this to you and did this. She gave you $2,400. That's at a minimum. No, I'm speaking.
And later, plaintiff Alan Gutierrez was promised first choice of a bulldog puppy.
Your word is not enough for me. What proof do you have that the puppies were born stillborn?
Just what I texted him.
Okay, that's not good enough. What happened to the puppy, sir?
Plaintiff Yvonne Wood says she loaned the defendant money to pay his back rent, but then he left town and has not paid her back. she's suing for the amount of the unpaid loan. Defendant Duane King claims he didn't give his consent for the plaintiff to pay his back rent, so he owes her nothing.
I haven't paid anything back because nothing was ever fixed. I mean, nothing.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. This agreement says nothing about anything being fixed in your unit.
This agreement was like slapped on my lap. I got a phone call. This payment that she
it
did
was
to the
forced on you?
landlord.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
She paid
when
it.
people force money on you?
She did.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
I was forced into the situation.
$2,491 was forced on you. That's what you're telling me?
Well, I got a call saying that she had already paid it.
How was this forced on you?
Because she paid it before even asking me.
Is that true, ma'am?
Your Honor, that is absolutely not true. He came to me and he said to me, when I said to him, you can't move until you pay the one-bedroom apartment's rent. You can't.
So you then came to the agreement at that point that you would pay it, correct?
I came to that appointment.
And you wrote him out a check?
I've got the check right
May
here,
I see a
Your
copy of
Honor.
that? And hi, who are you, sir? Her husband?
Yes.
You have something you want to say?
Yvonne sent me down to go and speak to Duane, because this tenant phoned her and told her that he was moving out. I went down and I spoke to him. I said, Duane, what's happening? Are you moving out? He said, no. And I said, I wish people would mind their own blooming business because everybody's got interfering. And he was just moving some furniture, that's what he said. So I said, oh, fine. And I went back and that was the end of it.
He was gone. He moved out of the building.
No.
He didn't move out that day.
About 3 or 4 days later, somebody told us, one of the tenants said, he's not there, he's gone. I said, no, he can't be gone.
Well, there's other underlying issues why I left, too. It wasn't
So I
just
went and got the
maintenance.
keys and I went up to that apartment, opened it up, he was
Everything's gone. And no, you got no notice.
No notice.
Why did you do that?
Okay, the reason is I had complaints into the landlord. Obviously, we had a tenant on the 3rd floor who would continually knock at the door at all hours of the night. I mean, it was like Miss Doubtfire trying to handle an apartment building. It just didn't work.
Really?
It was that bad.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I have a woman here, God bless you, okay?
you, Your Honor.
Because you don't, she's not related to you.
No.
She doesn't owe you anything.
No.
She doesn't have to do anything for you. I
Right.
believe every word she's saying. And I think you are an ungrateful little weasel
No.
who left in the middle of the night without paying a debt. That's what I think, okay? How dare you come into this courtroom and disrespect her? At a minimum,
When you don't
she
fix
gave
things?
you $2,400.
Without my
That's at a
permission,
minimum.
with a
No, I'm
compounded
speaking.
interest?
You're listening. That's at a minimum. So all I need you to come into court and say, thank you. That's what I need you to come into court and do.
I'm not there.
Thank you, Mrs. Doubtfire. That's what I need you to say.
But there's nothing to be thankful when you're harassed every day. I mean, you're harassed. This harassment
Let me tell you something.
had been going
Let
on
me tell
for
you
2.5
something.
years.
You're pathetic.
2.5
You're
years.
pathetic. You owe her the money. $2,491, judgment for the plaintiff. And you know what? I am grateful that there are still nice people on this earth that reach out and help other people. And good for you for getting it in writing, getting your contract in writing, because there are people like him who will come back and try to take advantage of you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Plaintiff Alan Gutierrez claims he traded his 1962 Chevy Impala for the defendant's 1964 Chevy Impala, but the contract was not fulfilled. He is suing for $3,700, the value of stereo equipment, rims, and the cost of an English Bulldog puppy. He is accompanied in court by his wife, Araceli Gomez. Defendant Richard Apodaca claims the plaintiff's car engine was bad and says he never signed any contract. He's countersuing for $3,200, the cost to replace the car's engine.
Mr. Gutierrez, you are suing the defendant, Richard Apodaca. The two of you were owners of Chevy Impalas. You had a 1962 Chevy Impala and you had a 1964?
Yes.
Correct, Your Honor.
And you decided to exchange these cars
Correct.
in an as-is transaction.
Correct.
And then there ended up being a lot of conflict about the transaction that you agreed to.
Correct.
So you were suing for $3,700 for the cost of stereo equipment, rims, and the value of a puppy you say the defendant promised to you.
Correct.
And you are suing for $3,200 for the value of an engine and some other things you said didn't work in the car that he traded to you,
Yes, ma'am.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we will start with you, Mr. Gutierrez. And first, I realize that you're wearing sunglasses today because I understand you have a medical condition and that's the reason. Normally, we don't permit that in court, but because of your medical condition, we're allowing it today.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll start with you, Mr. Gutierrez.
That's not even real. But, Your Honor, this person, I can't even call him a man because he's not a man of his word. We had a written agreement. We traded cars as is, and I have a contract here.
How do you know the defendant?
He approached my friend. My friend had my car parked on the side of the road. My friend called me and said, I have a person interested in trading. And I told him, you know what? I don't want to trade. I want to sell it. He says, well, he says he has a lot of brand new parts, a lot of brand new chrome parts. You should maybe go check out the car. I went to his house to check out the car. I didn't like it. He said that he had $8,000 worth of chrome parts. So he takes me inside his garage. We're looking through parts. I just don't see the $8,000 worth of parts. I see a British Bulldog puppy, and I tell him, oh, that's a beautiful dog. I love Bulldogs. And he says, you know what? If you make this trade, I'll give you a Bulldog puppy. And I told him, you know what?
Had he seen your car at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
He had seen the car that was parked. I drove it to his house. When I told him I would make the trade, I told him, you know what made the trade? Oh, he said, oh, the parts, right? I said, no, the dog. That's the icing on the cake. I've been wanting to get my kids a dog, and they were so excited that we named the dog Bowser.
And so did he agree to that?
Yes, I have that on paper.
Okay, let me see the contract. Hold on a second. So let me just understand this. So you enter into this agreement with the defendant, and there are three things you expect to get out of this.
Yes.
His 1964 Chevy Impala,
Correct.
A puppy, a Bulldog puppy.
First pick.
First pick.
British Bulldog puppy.
Of a British Bulldog puppy, and also chrome parts.
Chrome parts.
Explain the chrome parts part to me.
The chrome parts, it was all the pieces for the bumper, interior chrome parts.
So he would get additional
grills.
chrome parts to put on the car that you were getting from him.
Correct.
Okay, let me hear from you. What happened?
I never agreed to put any chrome parts on. We're here today over a dog that wasn't even born. I had two dogs that were born that he knew about that came out stillborn. And I told him, I wasn't even charging him the dog. I was giving him the dog for free.
Coming up on Judge Faith, did Richard sign the contract or not?
Yeah, that's the first I've ever seen of it.
You don't remember signing the contract?
Never signed it, nothing
in front of your house.
I've never signed
anything. On the hood of your car.
Plaintiff Alan Gutierrez claims his family was devastated when the defendant didn't deliver the puppy. He is suing for $3,700 and the cost of a Bulldog puppy. Defendant Richard Apodaca claims he never agreed to giving one of his puppies to the plaintiff. He's countersuing for the cost of the traded car's engine repairs.
It's your testimony here today that you never. How do you even know what I'm looking at?
I don't. He sent me a text of it.
Okay, you're saying you never saw that document, you never signed it.
It doesn't. It's not even my signature.
You're
on
under
there.
oath.
All right, sir. I'm just going to stop you there because I don't want to waste any time today. The plaintiff submitted to me this stack of text messages between the two of you, and I do what I'm supposed to do as a judge, and I do my due diligence, and I read those text messages. So you can come in here today and perjure yourself and say that you didn't sign this contract and you never received it, but I've reviewed your text messages. I know you did, and I know you signed it. So you can do that con game all you want to in the street, but it's not going to work here. You signed this contract, and it's a valid contract.
Thank you.
Very true. And I'm not even going to go through all these text messages and explain to you how you know that, but I absolutely know. So he knows the truth. I know the truth. You can stand there and lie all you want to, but you signed this contract. Now I want you to tell me what happened to the Bulldog.
What do you mean what happened to the Bulldog?
What happened to the puppy that you promised him as a part of this agreement? This agreement states not only would you exchange cars, but you would also give him the puppy, which is worth between $1,500 and $3,000. What happened to the puppy, sir?
The puppies, the two puppies that came out were stillborn. He knew that.
And what proof do you have of that?
I actually texted him to it.
If you have the
texts,
you texted him what?
That the two puppies that came out were stillborn.
No, your word is not enough for me. What proof do you have that the puppies were born stillborn?
Just what I texted him.
Okay, that's not good enough. Hi, who are you?
I'm Alan's wife.
Can you step up to the lectern, please? What do you have to add to this case?
Well, basically, okay, if he owed us the dog, you know, like how it said in the contract, okay, he can't control what happens with dogs, basically, but if the agreement was that you owed us a dog, then the most common thing to do is get us a dog, find us a dog somehow. I mean, if you couldn't get it from your pregnant dog, you know, sort of say, how do we know that he didn't sell him? You know what I mean? How do we know that he was just like playing us the whole time? Because he was giving us the whole runaround for months and months and months. My kids went to go see the pregnant dog that he had. So here you go.
Kids didn't go inside your house?
So here,
sir,
don't even. Yeah. So it's like if that was part of the contract, he should have just complied with the contract and did either give us the money so we can go buy a dog or find us a dog somehow, because that's why we're here, because he wasn't a man of his word. He couldn't, like, everything he was saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. Oh, I'm not gonna let your kids down. Oh yeah, I'm a man of my word. You're not a man of nothing.
What happened to the chrome parts? What happened to the chrome parts that you promised?
I got all the chrome parts.
He got all the chrome parts.
Okay, so that part of the contract was fulfilled.
fulfilled.
So the only part that wasn't fulfilled was the English bulldog puppy, and you have no proof that those dogs were born
What I did tell him, if you
stillborn.
read the text, is I did tell him that we did breed again. I told him I'd be happy and more than happy to give it to him.
No,
you know,
I'm
she's pregnant again. You know,
I
he
to
agreed
well, hold
to
on
wait.
a second.
He
Hold on
agreed
a
to
second.
wait.
At what point did you tell him that? At what
Before we
point,
came here.
Excuse me.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
Okay, what's your counterclaim about?
No, I mean, just that, you know, I mean, I took a loss just on the engine. I'm not crying about it. I can't
No, because you traded the car as is, but you also have a binding agreement. What I don't like, and the reason why I am addressing you the way I am, because after reviewing these text messages, he reached out to you for months about this puppy. You responded with all these different excuses. Then he starts talking to you about the contract. Your response is not, what contract? I don't know what contract you're talking about. No, your response is, I don't have a copy of the contract. You only have a copy. So let's see what the court has to say about that.
Yeah.
Because you think you're trying to be slick.
No,
and I can read these text messages and I can tell, because you think you don't show up to court with your copy of the contract, I'm going to believe it doesn't exist, and I don't believe it. You owe him for the value of the bulldog, and you're going to pay. On your counterclaim, 0. You traded the cars as is. I do find in this case in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. We did our research. That is a value of a newborn British Bulldog puppy. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.